So when you so I think you are aware that some of the foods which will be mentioned by respondents are wild foods. And if you are not a botanist and you are not a local person, it will be difficult for you to know the local name and the scientific name. So once you have a local name, you can ask the respondent or the person giving you information, come along and show me the plant you are talking about. If it's mito, you have recorded mito, but then you ask the mama or anybody to go to the field, show you mito to you. The chances are that if it's a fruit, wild fruit, or a wild vegetable, the chances are that if you are not a botanist, you may not know what it is. And for you, if you are a researcher, for you to communicate scientific knowledge or to share scientific knowledge with other people outside the world, you need a scientific name. Because it's a scientific name which communicates what sort of a plant species that information with others, to other scientists elsewhere. If you use the local name, the chances are that it's only people who know the local language who will understand what you mean. So it's very important that we go to the field with a plant press. This is a plant press, and the purpose of the plant press is once we are shown the specimen or a sample of the food plant and we don't know the name in scientific terms, then we pick a sample of the plant, dry it here, and after our field studies we bring this to the herbarium. There is a house up there known as the herbarium. The herbarium has specialists. We call them taxonomists. Specialists in plants who can open your plant press. Of course, there are procedures before they look at it. And then they will tell you what it is. Even themselves, if they don't know, then they have a system of identifying the plant, a laid down system. It's a system for identifying the plant. But if it's an experienced botanist, in many cases they will say, this is it. This is what you are looking at. And then now you can enrich your research with a scientific name. So what I'm going to show you now is how to collect a plant specimen. But then before then, whenever I'm going to the field, I always bring a camera with me, because you may not be able to collect everything, but the camera can help you take photos of the fruit, of the habit. Habit is the way the plant is crawling or is growing. That is the habit. Like now, the habit of this plant, what we are seeing, creeper, the habit is spreading, creeping. So this is a creeper. The habit of this is different from this. This is erect. It's a tree. So it's a different habit. So the camera is able to capture all that information, which you may not capture here, although I also bring a notebook and write information about the habit in my notebook. By the way, I forgot to bring a notebook. Fiona, can you go for one?
Okay.
Notebook where I can pull out a sheet Okay, so let's see. So when you are collecting a plant specimen, and we have said we are collecting a plant specimen for identification. Where are we identifying? At the herbarium. So the first thing we do, can somebody help? So the first thing we do, just legeza. So the first thing you do is to identify what exactly you want to put in the plant specimen. And what do you put in the plant specimen? What do you put in the plant? That is important. What do you put as a plant specimen? Because the purpose of carrying a plant specimen is identification, you need to carry a specimen which somebody in the herbarium will be able to identify or to help identify the plant. And the most important part which helps the herbarium person identify is actually the flower. Let's take note of that. The flowers and the fruit. So if you look at this plant, for example, this creeper, can you see any flowers? Can you see any? Can you see the? You can't find any. No flowers. Okay. Let's just try. No flower. Anyway, if there is no flower, then you are left with no other option. It's just to take what there is. No flower. So there's no flower. There's no flower. In the absence of a flower, now you can take any part of the plant as a plant specimen. Okay, let's be together. Let's go together. Sorry. So here you are. So what I normally do, I bring a house secateurs, a pair of secateurs, clip. It has to be big enough to fit in there. But now that I have no pair of secateurs, my fingernails are good enough. Fingernails are good enough. So this is now our specimen. You may wonder why will it fit? I can fold it once it is there. So look at this. When you take this to the taxonomist, he will look at what we call characters. For example, one character is this. This is for climbing, for climbing. The taxonomist will look at that. The taxonomist will also look at the shape of the leaves. You see there, we call them lobed. They are lobed. Okay? The taxonomist will look at the shape of the plant. If you cut this, you'll see it is ribbed. Iko na ribs. Sawa? Iko na nodes. These are all things which will help the taxonomist. But now, because the taxonomist will not be with you in the field, you also have a notebook. And in the notebook, this is the information you collect. You describe the plant. It's a creeper. It's creeping like 5 meters. It's also a climber. Look at that. It's also climbing like 5 meters high. up. So it can creep, can also climb. Okay, so I put the descriptions in my notebook. So it's a creeper. That's the general description. Then still under the description you can describe what you are seeing. It's a creeper with lobed leaves. Okay. It has what do you call this? Tendrils. It has tendrils. It has tendrils for clasping on other plants. And you can, if it has fruits and flowers, you can also describe the flowers or the fruits. The flowers start with the petals are red, and the flowers are small, tiny, star-shaped or whatever. You can write as much as possible. That is description. You have described the plant as you see it in the field. You can also describe the environment. It is under a tree or is it outside the tree? Huh? Is it in an open place or in a shaded area? So the ecology is important. So the description of the plant, and then the ecology follows. And then I told you you have brought somebody with you, a woman or a man who knows the plant, who brought you to see the plant. You ask the uses. How do you use this plant? I use it as a vegetable. A little bit of uses. And then you can also look around and see, are there others here? And I can see this one over there, climbing on the wall. It's probably there's another one over there. So if taxonomists also in the herbarium, and even yourself, would like to know if the plant is common, is it everywhere, or it's only one seen, rare. If it's rare, you indicate that. Okay? So anyway, you write as much as possible, and the information you have written over here is, we can call it a passport for the specimen you have collected. Okay? So they'll always be together. Okay? They'll always be together. In some cases, when you are pressing the plant, you press with the paper. This one, the one you have written. But it's also good to have your notes with you. For me, I prefer this way. I prefer writing the notes here, but giving this a code, huh? And just having the code on the paper there, and then retaining the notes in my notebook. You get it, eh? So let's press and see.
What if it has a fruit? Maybe which one? The one which is not edible.
If it's not edible?
Yeah, the fruit.
I'm assuming now your mission is to look for edible stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
Edible stuff. But
what if the leaves are edible but the fruit isn't?
The fruit isn't.
Yeah.
The purpose of collecting this is purely for identification. It's purely. You are not collecting a sample of the fruit for eating. You are collecting it for identification. Okay.
And then another things is the recording GPS coordinates where you are collecting. If you have a GPS,
Yeah.
Where that plant is.
yeah. Now he picked
From here.
from here.
Yeah.
So getting a
And
GPS.
I have a GPS over here. Yeah. But as I said, modern cameras would have mobile phones. Would have a GPS inbuilt. This is a GPS. Of course, an old one, but if you turn it on, it will connect to the satellites and it will tell you where you have
Mm.
collected the plant specimen. And that, as Yasu says, you also indicate in your notes where you collected. And later on, if you take the GPS coordinates, you can plot in your collection in GIS and see where you have collected your plant specimen. So this is the GPS. Sometimes, and in many cases actually, I also bring this. This is no.
Oh,
The
binoculars.
binoculars, because some things are so high up, you may not know what they are, but with this you can easily zoom and see the shape of the flowers, and somebody who is experienced can identify them. But let's press this and see. Okay. So this is a plant press. Let's first of all learn about it. A plant press will normally have this is known as the frame. The frame. So you have two frames, which of course it's like the rib for pressing your plant specimen. Okay? So that's the frame. And then look at this. Although it's not a must if you don't have it. This is blotting pepper. Blotting pepper. Blotting. And it's, as the name suggests, it can absorb moisture and anything which is wet. So if I collect a plant specimen and it's not dry, this can help in absorbing some of that moisture. Because if it doesn't absorb, what will happen if this stays pressed for 2-3 days? It will start rotting. So that's blotting pepper.